So today I'm busy just prepping some new surfaces for collage. So I've chopped up all kinds of just monochrome prints, copies of old drawings, bits of printed tea bag paper, different tissue papers, lots of different thicknesses of paper. So let's just choose a few different sorts. So that's just a piece of copy paper. This is a piece of tea bag paper. This is a really translucent, thin piece of tissue. That's just a bit of scrap paper. It feels a bit like newsprint maybe, or a bit thicker than that. What else have we got? That's just a bit of easel paper. That's a bit of cartridge paper. That's just a bit of wet strength tissue, I think. So we've got a few different types of paper. And so especially when we're beginning a surface with collage, it's really good to have everything well stuck and not too many wrinkles. So I thought I'd just do a quick demo and show you how I do that. So most important tool is a shaper tool. So this has got like a silicone blade on it. This is was clean. You can get them just online. I think hairdressers use them, but it's just basically a kind of rubber paintbrush without bristles, but it's got quite a nice fine edge. Okay, so I'm going to use that. They come in various sizes, but I'm going to use this one today. And the medium I'm using is this Liquitex matte gel. So you can use matte medium, which is a little bit thinner if you're just sticking things like tissue paper, but generally the heavier the paper, the heavier the gel. And if I was sticking cardboard or really heavy duty cartridge paper or heavy printmaking papers, I'd use a super heavy version. But I think this will be fine for this selection of papers I've got here. Okay, so first things first, I don't wet the paper or stretch the paper, and nor do I put the gel directly onto the paper. So just space these out a bit. Okay, I'll start with this one. So this is I think we decided this might be a bit of newsprint. So I'm just going to put a small amount directly onto the surface and just kind of even it out as best I can, so I don't have any big blobs anywhere. I'm going to put that down, hold it in the middle, and I'm going to use the edge of my shaper tool to smooth out towards the edges. Okay, and then once it's stuck, take your finger away and just keep pressing down and take off a bit of the excess there. And then I'm just going to just check I haven't got any lumps and bumps underneath the paper. always working from the inside to the outside. And then I'll just clean up around the edge. And there we have it, that first little piece is stuck. Alright, so using this leftover gel, I'm just going to do the same thing. And this time I'm going to use this thin piece of tissue. It's almost translucent, it's really thin. So this will wrinkle more easily. But we'll just start in the same way. Just smooth out towards the edges. And just keep going until you've evened out all the medium underneath. And there we go. So I will watch these edges as it's drying, because the paper will absorb some of the moisture and it will have a tendency to wrinkle. So I'll just keep an eye on that as it starts to dry and just come back to it and double check for wrinkles. Okay, let's try the next one. Alright, so this one is it's actually a bit of copy paper. It's a copy of a drawing that I did a while ago. So same thing, I'm just going to take some medium and apply it directly to the surface. And just try and even out those ridges a little bit. There's not too many blobs underneath. Put that straight on there. And again, just working from the inside of the collage piece to the outside and adding quite a lot of pressure. You can see I'm really quite bending the shaper tool. So adding a fair bit of pressure there. Now it helps to be working on a firm surface. So if you were collaging onto paper, that paper, the surface paper that you're sticking your collage pieces to, will also absorb some moisture and will wrinkle. So if I was going to be collaging on paper, I would definitely give the paper a coat of gesso first, just to reduce the absorbency and the likelihood of wrinkles happening. Okay, let's try the next piece. So this one, very old paper, it's a bit yellow. Same thing, just pop that one down. Just hold it in the middle. A bit like wallpapering, I suppose. But this way you can clean up around the edges, take off the excess. And that's that one. So, okay. I don't worry about creating a bigger area than the size of the piece, because once I've finished I'll come and clean up around the edge, so there's very little wastage of medium. So this is the tea bag paper. So just a essentially wanting to smooth out the medium underneath and get rid of any air bubbles. So the surface I'm using is just a bit of primed board, just to show you. Okay. So a certain amount of absorbency will happen, but as that paper and the medium dry, it will shrink and it will tighten, further reducing any possible wrinkles. I find that if you soak the paper with a spray gun or something first, it can stretch really unevenly, and once it's done that, it's quite difficult to get the wrinkles out. Okay. Alright, so I've got a bit of extra medium there, so I'll just use what I've got there. And I'm going to go back to using a piece of tissue. Now the good thing about the shaper tools is if you find that you're needing a bit of extra medium under an edge, it's very easy just to slide it under and just add a bit of extra medium. This happens quite a bit with corners. But it essentially means you don't have to get your fingers involved in the sticking process at all. And this medium dries completely clear. And the benefit of using a matte medium rather than a gloss medium, I find, is that it will take paint really well afterwards. You know, gloss medium is going to give you that slightly resistant surface, especially if you're using more liquid paint that's perhaps been mixed with water. So I like the matte medium for these early layers. Alright, I've got one last piece. So this is just a piece of copy paper. Oh no, I've got two there. I'll do this one over here. Just move it to there. So you can put the medium on, blob it, and then just lighten the pressure on your shaper tool. You can actually get a reasonably smooth surface. Just clean it around the edge. So definitely find that the thinner the paper, the more prone to wrinkling. But this method is the best I've found for sticking lots of different types of papers in one go. Okay, and there we have it. So the matte gel, a shaper tool, and lots of different types of papers of different thicknesses, and away you go.